I guess it's time to bust out this thing again. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today it's been a while. I have been sick. I have had a newborn. A lot of things happened, but I wanted to kind of go over the last week and a half of all of the things that happened, including the game and all of my thoughts of the game. And then we're going to focus totally on Dallas. So this is going to be like a content dump of all of my thoughts. I'm sorry if I sound a little congested. It's because I am. I got sick right after the game, got home, and got immediately hit with a cold. But let's start there. Let's start talking about the game. As a lot of you know, I went to the home opener. I was in MetLife for that game, and wow, what an experience to be there. It was my first ever NFL game. It was so cool being there. I'm so happy that I was able to share that moment and that game and all of those things with a lot of really, really cool people. I got to meet a lot of you while out there and got to hang out with Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 for the entire game, and that was just a really cool moment. Obviously, we all know about the Aaron Rodgers injury, and that absolutely sucks, right? It's absolutely devastating that we only got to see Aaron Rodgers as a New York Jet for 4 snaps. But it's next man up, and it's always been like that. And as someone who has always kind of been a believer in Zach Wilson and his ability to hopefully turn it around, I do have faith in Zach Wilson. And that game showed us, especially after being able to come back home and watch it again and a couple of times, and being able to see what the game plan was and all of the little things that he learned, from Aaron Rodgers and all of the things. Again, it wasn't any of the sexy things. He didn't throw for a bunch of yards and he didn't throw for a bunch of touchdowns, but it's the little things, the being able to hit the short passes. It was the being able to, have more control at the line of scrimmage. A lot of people didn't realize this at the time of watching the game, but that touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson was a designed run play that he audibled out of when he saw the one-on-one coverage. And let's be blunt about it. The pass wasn't great. He's supposed to throw it to the back shoulder, and he didn't. Probably thought Garrett was going to get further upfield, but that doesn't matter. Being able to see that, make that adjustment, and obviously just get the ball to your playmaker. Garrett Wilson is that good. He was able to make that catch because he's just so you love to see things like that. Being able to audible out. He had an empty zone look, saw something he didn't like, brought Dalvin Cook back into the backfield, had a run play, and it went for a first down. That's really, really good. The other thing that I noticed from the game after watching it was that the offensive line was, I think, a lot better than people gave it credit for. Obviously, we're all going to focus on the Aaron Rodgers injury, and I think that has more to do with the turf and Aaron Rodgers holding the ball a little bit too long than it was the blocking scheme. For those of you who don't know, obviously, we saw Dwayne Brown jumping at, I believe it was Leonard Floyd was the player who hurt Aaron Rodgers, diving at his legs to try to chop block him, and it didn't necessarily work out. But the idea with that type of block, something that Keith Carter, our offensive line coach, loves to do, he brought that in with him from Tennessee, is that in a play design where the ball is supposed to be, 1, 2, 3, and the ball is out, you don't need to hold up a block, especially when we saw that the Buffalo Bills were coming with a lot of speed guys. Gregory Rousseau, Leonard Floyd. These are speed rushers, and our offensive tackles are going to have problems with speed rushers. They're fast. They get to their spot faster than our guys do, and so it creates a protection problem. And a way to help that is quick passes and with a chop block, and that's exactly what we saw in that play call, and Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers does, trying to extend the play, got into a freak accident and got hurt. But I honestly think that this offensive line, the only problem that I saw with the offensive line through that whole first game was it was some communication issues. That's it. And that's to be expected with an offensive line unit who has not played together at all this offseason. This is their first time playing together. This was their first game reps getting time together. And so they were going to be rusty. But overall, they did pretty well in my estimation. And as long as they continue to gel, that's a really, really good thing. Now let's talk about the defense, and I think that this defense did an incredible job. Holding the Buffalo Bills to 16 points is an incredible thing. Jordan Whitehead becoming Josh Allen's favorite wide receiver target was something great that you love to see. He hit his incentive for the year in game 1, netting himself $250,000 already, which was just absolutely phenomenal. And then Sauce Gardner, I think, had a great game, and people are dogging on him and being like, oh my gosh, this is an off game for Sauce. If the standard is so high for Sauce Gardner that 0 touchdowns and 65 yards is an off game for him, wow, must he be an elite, truly elite corner. Something that all Jets fans already knew, but it's good to see that the rest of the league is admitting it, because if this is an off game for Sauce, that's crazy, it just, in my opinion, in general. But 5 sacks on the day, which is just great. Did not have Quentin Jefferson having 2 sacks on my bingo card. Just wasn't there. But the defensive line dominated, and that was without Carl Lawson. And it's just, I saw a lot of really nice things from a lot of the players on defense that I think we all expected were going to be a little bit of concern. Jordan Whitehead having himself an excellent game, obviously, with the 3 interceptions. Tony Adams debuting and doing a really, really good job in his debut. You didn't really notice Tony Adams in a negative or a positive way, and that's not a bad thing. You know, the linebackers playing exceptionally well. Quincy Williams absolutely surprised me. Did really, really good things in coverage with a pass blocked and a pass deflected. And CJ Mosley is still so good. It really sucks that he's lost a step, because I think he is still so incredibly good. Just a really, really good win and a good game all around. And now we've got to look towards Dallas, which is going to be an incredibly difficult game. And we'll talk about the game plan that I think that the New York Jets should issue and go on with Dallas in a future video, probably later today, if we're being honest. But I think it was a really good win for the New York Jets, and I think it sets the tone. One, I think that Zach Wilson is the guy moving forward. Now, the New York Jets should definitely bring in a veteran. My eye goes to a guy like Matt Ryan and bringing him in. Having these 2 really, really experienced veteran voices in the locker room is going to be a benefit to only Zach Wilson. The way that I look at it, as I don't think Aaron Rodgers is really going to separate himself from the team. He really likes Zach Wilson, really believes in Zach Wilson. And even if he's not in the facility, the expectation is that they're going to be talking every single day, especially as teammates. And then adding another veteran in Matt Ryan, you can kind of maybe assume that the Indianapolis Colts year was kind of the Indianapolis Colts being bad versus Matt Ryan being washed. But again, he's coming in to be the backup. I think Zach Wilson showed against the Buffalo Bills that he is a more than capable quarterback, and we've got the weapons, man. That's the thing. Some of those throws that he did and some of the things that he did really made me say, you know what? No, he's not going to be the quarterback that's going to throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we don't need that. We have the best running back duo in the NFL. We've got one of the best and fastest rising wide receiver weapons in the NFL. Go get another one. Now I definitely want to go and get a wide receiver in free agency through trade, whatever it is, to go help out Garrett Wilson. We still have one of the best defenses in the NFL. And for the first time in a long time, when it comes to our offensive coaching staff, we have a true teacher and truly intelligent play caller when it comes to scheming up an offense. We saw the game plan against Buffalo, and it was working, and it got the job done. So again, I'm not in the it's time to hit the panic button, we got to go find a quarterback that's ASAP, but I do want to bring somebody in because Tim Boyle can't be the backup. That's just not a real option. So let me know what you guys thought after having, a couple of days to sit here and digest the game in the comment section below. We're back making content. The baby's sleep schedule has finally started to normalize. Let's not say he's got a sleep schedule yet, but it's starting to normalize, and I am no longer feeling as sick or as bad as I was yesterday and the day before. Man, what a first game to go to. I'm still super excited for this season. Sorry if it doesn't sound like it's still coming off of the mend, but we're going to have to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and what we can do about them. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you want to watch more Talking Jets with Tigo content, click on this video right here. If you're new to the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure to hit this button right here. And last but not least, go Jets.